Pour some sugar on me.
Too Fast for Love.
Every song on that record, to me, is just unbelievable.
That is just about one of the coolest riffs I think ever been written by anybody.
Honest, and made the pain go away.
Too Fast for Love.
Yeah.
Where, like that one tune, it's Take Me to the Top. Right? Then it goes into this. Which, it's so cool because he's doing that flanging effect kind of with just his
With
finger.
his hand, yeah.
With no effect pedal.
And it's just one of those things that you can learn about the guitar, that there's so much to do even just between this little space with your hands. That's a perfect example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Was such a big deal when I was a kid that we would all try to figure out Eruption or Spanish Fly or whatever, all this tapping licks and all the, all that sort of Van Halen stuff was a big part of it. But there was a couple people in my school that were great at it, and I was okay at copying people's licks. Even from a very early age, I always sort of, always kind of gravitated towards writing my own stuff. And the Van Halen stuff was so idiosyncratic. He was just so Edward Van Halen all the time that whenever I played it, it just never really felt the same.
I had the worst guitar. I had my dad's acoustic, and the strings were just like that far away. So all the stuff that I tried to figure out was like way hard. But my first riff that I ever learned was and my hands were like. Yeah. Love Is Like Oxygen. Yeah. After that, I just started, I think it was Def Leppard. And they weren't really like the super metal band, but everybody was playing this riff. Yeah, that's a
great riff, yeah.
Out of tune there, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the first song or riff that made me want to play guitar? There were a million. There was a Prince song called I Would Never Want to Take the Place of Your Man. There was riffs from 5150, but the song that made my head explode was this one by Guns N' Roses called Sweet Child O' Mine. I think I heard that at the orthodontist when I was getting my braces tightened, and it made the pain go away. And it was really nice. And I couldn't believe his guitar sounded so good, and it made me so interested in why his guitar sounded good, what guitar he was playing. That's what got me playing. I couldn't take it any longer. I had to learn this song, but I wasn't ready yet.
Guy picks up a guitar in the music store, and they just go right to Eruption.
But there's also so many great other guitar riffs on there, like so many great ones. Just like it's endless. Every song on that record, to me, is just unbelievable. Oh, and let's not forget about just like everyone, it's like, geez.
Now to a whole other generation of fans and players, you are now known as, if you're working Def Leppard.
Yep.
As the guitarist with the shirt. What are, obviously the great, and late, Steve Clark was a fantastic guitarist. What of those songs do you personally love playing each night? Is there any riffs that, in particular, that stand out for you as a favorite Def Leppard riff to play?
I love playing Gods of War, and we were playing it just last year in Europe, in Japan, and Australia, and whatnot, because we were doing the Hysteria album in sequence. So we got to play that. I mean, there's so many great guitar parts. Steve was 9 times out of 10, I think, was the guy who came up with some of the really, really cool guitar riffs. You know, like Gods of War. He was very influenced by Jimmy Page. You know, it's a real Pagey, like to have open strings, resonating sort of, you know, and even Photograph is a Clarky thing. You know, there's always, it's not just a one string riff, and then the actual part itself. Almost got it. You know, he came up with all these great little parts, and they were just such a great team. And Leopard still is, but you know, Steve, I do feel that he was just such an exceptional bits writer. I mean, if he wasn't a songwriter, like he's not the kind of guy, I guess, who went home and wrote a whole song. Guys, I got this song, and here's the lyric, and here's the melody. You know, but he came up with some amazing guitar riffs, and even his solos. You know, like I play all of Clarky's solos, and they may appear simplistic, a lot of them, but they're so important to the song. They're so integral. You know, like a. Oops, that's good. That's what a month off will do for you.
I grew up way back, so I was watching MTV and there's like Van Halen, like. And I think that song's in D anyways, but you know, as a kid I was like doing whatever I could hear, I try to imitate.
The riff or song that made me want to play guitar, it's a very long time ago, but some of it probably was connected to Twisted Sister, and I vividly remember the song I Wanna Rock. It made a huge impact, and I think set a bit of a goal for myself in life as well. So it was a very simple riff, and it went like this. Not much to it, but the title, I Wanna Rock, and the chorus screaming in the same way was enough, I guess.
My dad played a lot of music in the house, so there was a lot that wanted me to play music, but I remember hearing You Really Got Me from the first Van Halen album, Van Halen 1. And that guitar sound really just, I really liked it a lot. And
it's a cool riff.
Yeah. It's a cover, I heard, but doesn't matter. It's still a cool riff.
First song that made me want to play guitar was Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. I was about 6 years old, watching MTV. I had two older brothers. I had an older brother and an older sister that were teenagers at the time, so MTV was always on, and then they were watching it, and I slowly got addicted to it. And when I first saw Pour Some Sugar on Me, that was pretty much it. And I started begging my parents for an electric guitar. I really wanted an Explorer, like the bass player was playing in that video. And the funny thing is I never, to this day, I've never owned an Explorer guitar. That started the whole thing, and then I started backtracking after I got Hysteria, and was, I think I went back and got High and Dry. I did learn how to play Let It Go back in the day.
Also, one of my absolute favorite bands of the 80s that's Twisted Sister, and they have a song called I Believe in You. It's from the Come Out and Play album, incidentally my favorite album from the band, but also one of my top five favorite albums ever, I think. Anyway, regardless, this one is called I Believe.
So I had a couple friends that started before me, started playing guitar before me. So I kind of asked around, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you know, there's an easy song you can start off with," and it was Dawkins' "Breaking the Chains," and that was the first riff I ever learned how to play. Malibu Beach Nightmare by Hanoi Rocks was a favorite. LA Guns, Electric Gypsy. I think I really like the chords. I don't know what you call this chord, but I like the.
I kind of wanted just to be able to sing over something, so I started on drums, and then my brother kind of stole those away from me, and then my dad felt bad for me and bought me a guitar, and I just wanted to be able to like learn a couple chords to sing over. There would have been like something by Motley Crue, probably.
Mr. Dave Rude, what song made you go down the rabbit hole?
Oh man, you know, one of the songs that got me really into like hard rock and guitar as being just a fucking guitar player is Mr. Brownstone. That is just about one of the coolest riffs I think ever been written by anybody.
Yeah. Woo! Yes.